And hello everybody, NikoTheLegend here to give you another Mass Effect Let's Talk, or Let's Talk Mass Effect. And today we are talking about, do you like Mass Effect 3, or did you like Mass Effect 3? I'll let you guys decide that one. So before we get into that, I just want to say thank you guys for all your support, comments, all the love and passion you put into helping share your opinions and facts and all that in the comments below, and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys are enjoying Gamescom 2017 in Cologne, Germany. And I know we've been dealing with some recent sad news with Mass Effect Andromeda, but sorry about that, I don't want to be talking about that right now. Mass Effect 3, let's just get right into it. Mass Effect 3 had a bit of a crisis for BioWare, a crisis for the Mass Effect franchise, all because of the ending. Yes, but before we get into that, I just want to tell you how I felt about Mass Effect 3 myself, because it's like, well, I might as well share my opinion. So, the events leading up to Mass Effect 3 were really high. We knew that the first two games, we knew about the Reaper threat, that it was coming, and it was time. Mass Effect 3, it was time. After the Arrival DLC on Mass Effect 2 and all the media, or all the trailers, all the live action stuff they made for Mass Effect 3. Leading up to it were pretty epic and pretty insane. Like we were pretty scared, and we were ready. We were ready to join the Commander Shepard and his allies, companions, to help stop the threat. But we kind of didn't know how it was going to be played out. Not until the first, the first 10 minutes of the game, then we got an idea on the scope and scale on how detrimental this threat was to deal with. And those Reapers are huge in the game. So, the game did quite a good job on how much of a threat the Reapers were. Mass Effect 3 went through a lot of the emotions and the tensions and all the things that needed to be wrapped. Well, we're not talking about the ending yet. All the things that needed to be wrapped up from the first two games. Second game has some things, a lot of continuity from the first game, but not all of it. And then the third game had the rest of it, or what was needed, to where we were like, hey, I remember that person. Hey, that guy looks pretty cool. Oh, man, I remember I did this quest for him. So we got what we paid for. That's what I was thinking at first, right? I'm like, oh, man, this game is so amazing. It's awesome. It's action-packed. I love the missions in it. It was just so great. The graphics in it are really, amazing. And Shepard is really dealing with some troublesome times, and we all saw, him getting slowly indoctrinated, and just getting more and more tired. It's a tiring fight. After him being on break for 6 months, I guess. So we know how awesome it was the whole time through. Now, once let's just say the last 15, maybe, I don't know. I don't know where you would start when you started to not like the game. I would say as soon as you get knocked out on the way to the beacon that leads you to where the Elusive Man is, to the heart of the not the Citadel, but to the Catalyst, or whatever. I think it was a Citadel or something, and that's where things were getting a little weird, but they were getting really dark and bloody, and we didn't know what was really going on. It was a little insane. And then Marauders, shields, that whole funny trope. And then we were led up to this, eventually to this character, which gave, now this is before the extended cut, which gave little to do choice. We really didn't have much of a thing to say to put an input, and then all of a sudden we're left with 3 decisions to make, and we're just like, okay, well, there really wasn't that much of a background of what they were describing. Luckily for me, I picked out of synthesize, destroy, and then whatever the blue one was. I think it's just absorbing the power, just taking it, or controlling. That's what it was. Control, destroy, synthesize. I did the destroy option because I was like, we spent all this time through all the Mass Effect games to destroy them. I'm not gonna want to be with them or all this. They're just gonna keep destroying stuff. Yeah. So I picked the right ending, even with the let's just say the no matter what bad ending that was coming. So once that was all dealt with, and all those cutscenes, well, I say it like there's a lot of cutscenes after you make your decision. There's really not. But once it was done, we were left with this fumbled mess of a catalog of events that just played through, and we had no idea what was going on. And then all of a sudden, the credits come in. You know, it was just like a cliffhanger of confusion, and like I didn't know how to feel when that happened. I really honestly didn't know how to feel. I felt confused, and it didn't soak in at first. Like I didn't know if I was disappointed or happy. And that's really, really weird of a psychological approach to it, because you want to know when things are bad and when things are good, or, you know, not like in this limbo status to where you don't know right away. Like I've never had that with a video game ending before, because usually you know when the ending's bad or the ending's good. It's in plain sight. But yeah, this was the exception. I had no idea. And then once that happened, and once I started doing some research, holy crap, the shit hit the fan, alright. People were releasing so many videos talking about this game, about its horrendous ending. The ending triggered so many people that people were signing a petition to give us an actual ending, because we spent this hard-earned money and all this time, and this is what we get. We get no closure, or we get a closure that was just piss poor. And, you know, what we had to do to get that ending was, oh geez, remember that 100% galactic readiness bullshit that we had to use an EA pass for your specific copy? You can't share EA passes. And then we were forced to play online multiplayer. Like, the online multiplayer wasn't bad, but some people don't want to fucking do that and spend all that time. They just want to play single player, because that's what Mass Effect is all about. It's about that single player experience, connecting with others and feeling the hearts and mind of your companions and of yourself. But not this time around. EA had to get their little grubby paws on the cash grab wagon. So that was ridiculous in itself. And then you're going to insult us even more by giving us that ending. The ending was, even besides the petition, it was so bad that people were making up all these indoctrination theories about why this is the ending we got and how this was all coming into play. Now, some of it was true with the indoctrination theory, but some of it was just people talking out of their ass, because a lot of it was debunked. And as soon as Extended Cut came out, we actually got to see the actual ending to Mass Effect 3. And I actually liked the Extended Cut. I think they did a pretty good job on all the different scenarios that you played. They added a fourth option to finishing the game, which was to just not do anything, inaction. Just kill the Star Child. The kid, whatever. Which the Reapers were doing so good because they knew how to attack Shepard. They really did know how to attack him. Showing them a kid, and you know, it's really going to do some things. But then it's really, really depressing when you do that ending, because the whole planet has been wiped clean. And then you just hear Liara to Sony talking or something like that. It's crazy. It's insane. But, you know, it's cool that you can do that and say, fuck you, Star Child. But, you know, nonetheless, I still did the destroy ending. But, you know, people still didn't like it, because the damage was done. BioWare has been scarred. Mass Effect franchise has been scarred so heavily. And it definitely led to us having bitter feelings about Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, how could we not? How could we not bring those feelings to this new game, which took them 5 years to make, but really, really a year and a half getting some stuff down on paper, for fuck's sake? I don't mean to keep using bad language, but it was pretty appalling and embarrassing. And that's, oh man, that was, I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I played through Mass Effect 3 over and over, because like I said, I loved Mass Effect 3 the most out of all three games. And I know you can, you know, shake your head at that, but you know, a lot of people liked Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars. I like Return of the Jedi, because it had, you know, a lot of people liked the darkest approach to the franchise. Empire Strikes Back was the darkest of Star Wars movies, no doubt. And Mass Effect 2 was definitely the darkest, because that suicide mission and the Collector, oh, it was a bloody mess, but it was an amazing mess. I love Mass Effect. I loved them all. But 3, I felt like connected to me the most, because, you know, the threat felt real good. And I brushed it over a little bit with the extended cut. And then the DLC was amazing in that game. Citadel DLC, Omega, Leviathan, they were all great. So, I, I wish I was still playing it. I would over Andromeda any day. It's pretty sad to say that I would play any of the old games over Andromeda any day. What does that tell you? Anyway, guys, this has been a roundup or a Let's Talk Mass Effect. And do you like Mass Effect 3 or did you like? I don't know. The title will decide. It'd probably just say did you like since it's past tense already. Duh. And I want to hear how you guys felt about it. And do you like it? Was it your favorite or least favorite? And how did the ending make you feel? Was it the same thing as it was for me? Numbing, confusing, definitely not inspiring. Thank you, Pathfinders.